You forgot Celine Dion? How? So Rolling Stone put out a list of 200 singers that they claim are the 200 best singers of all time. Celine Dion was not mentioned in any of the top 200. They covered Burna Boy. They covered Ariana Grande. They covered Rihanna. But in their list of the top 200 singers, Celine Dion was nowhere to be found. I find this highly problematic. Here's why. It seems like the definition of what a singer is evolving, is changing, or possibly it just never really was understood to begin with. Now, when you go to the actual list, they kind of give a little bit of caveats. They're like, you know what? This isn't a 200 best voices list. You know, they said something like talent is impressive, but genius is transcendent, something like that. And when you have people like Ozzy Osbourne on the list with Whitney Houston, who are famous for different reasons. Now they have, you know, their own catalogs, etc., so forth. And Ozzy Osbourne was probably like 113 or whatever. But when you don't have a clear definition of what a singer is, and you're also a reputable source that a lot of people look to as somewhat of an authority on music, it can kind of give messages that ice out people that are trained vocalists and make singing, because it's a singer's list, all about catalog, about musical legacy, etc., so forth. If it was simply about legacy, we could have made this a 200 best singing artists list. And the thing is, on a list like this, you're getting many different types of artists. You're getting performing artists that have great songs, that are put on the list with singers that are technical masters, that are also put on a list with performers that are good storytellers with their singing. It's like the criteria is so vague. They said it's not about the voice, but even when you go and look at the excerpt that's about Rihanna, who is like number 68 or something like that, far above Brandy and Kelly Clarkson. But anyway, all they're talking about is her voice. And I went off on Twitter because there's a difference between singers who create great songs versus singers that sing well. Like, there's a very big difference. And when we're not actually isolating, you know, good songwriting, good storytelling versus great singing and great technical singing and originality in the tone of singing, it makes singing almost like this club that nobody can get into. Nobody knows what anybody is talking about. It really sucks because there's people that are talking about technical prowess in a singer and that are looking at like Brandy and they're just like, oh my gosh, her runs are absolutely accurate. She's so skilled. And then they'll look at somebody like Taylor Swift, who isn't necessarily as technical of a singer, but she's a great songwriter. And people that are in that camp will be like, oh, well, she's a better artist or a better singer. Like, the definition is so skewed. And what really is concerning for me is that a source like Rolling Stone is an authoritative figure on music. And so it's like they hold the key to the gate. And because of that, a lot of people are going to look at this list and be like, okay, these are the people that are great singers. And these are the types of people that I want to emulate my career after when it comes to singing, that I want to sing like because of the title. It really raises the question for me of who actually owns the right to actually call someone a good singer, and who has the authority or the right to call someone a great singer, and what does that mean? And that's why I talked about it on the Reclaim Your Voice podcast, where we talked about what it means when someone says that someone is a good singer. We find ourselves falling short when it comes to actually singing well, and we're wondering why. And it's simply because we were aiming for an aspect of singing and not the full picture of what singing is. The term means a whole bunch of different things. So go and watch that video and let's kind of break this down a little bit. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye. Put Celine Dion on the list.